Kepano just posted one of the nicest product demos I have seen in a while. In under 3 minutes, Obsidian Web Clipper goes from a simple save tool to a real reading workflow. The two claims are easy to miss if you only glance at the post. You can manage highlights across sites, and when you follow links, reader mode stays with you instead of dumping you back into the noisy web. This tweet also lines up with the public release history. On April 15th, version 1.5 added a highlights viewer. On April 21st and April 22nd, the team shipped reader fixes, smoother highlights page updates, better highlight search, and a defuddle update that specifically fixes Wikipedia footnotes. That matters because the demo opens on math-heavy Wikipedia pages with outlines, equations, tables, and footnotes. So this is not just a nice video. It is a real release window, backed by public code, public releases, and an actively updated open-source extension. The first section of the clip shows the new Highlights Manager doing real work. On the left, there is a dedicated highlights view with search, grouped sources, counts per site, and recent entries. On the right, Reader mode is working through mathematics pages and then a live Wikipedia article on the arithmetic geometric mean. The saved cards are not just plain text snippets. You can see article titles, timestamps, quotations, formulas, tables, and richer page fragments. The Repo UI backs this up too. The Highlights page has a real search box, sorting options from A to Z or newest first, breadcrumb navigation, export, and delete actions. So the product shift here is simple. Web Clipper is no longer only about clipping a page once. It is becoming a place where your highlights stay organized, searchable, and worth revisiting. The second half of the demo is where the reader claim becomes convincing. The source pages keep changing. You move from Wikipedia to Eurogamer, then Brain Baking, then James Shore, then Animation Obsessive, and finally another linked article about Kazuo Oga. But the flow keeps the same calm reading surface and the same highlights context. On James Shore, you see a freshly saved highlight card appear beside the original article. On the Animation Obsessive sequence, reader handles image-heavy pages, section outlines, and large artwork without collapsing into a raw browser tab mess. The last frame ends inside the extension's own reader page, not a random site Chrome. That is the real promise of this update. Reader is no longer just a one-off cleaner view. It behaves more like a browsing mode you can stay inside while you keep following the trail. Obsidian's own reader docs line up with what the video shows. Reader strips away clutter and keeps the main article content, author, source domain, images, preserved formatting, sidebar outline, syntax highlighting for code blocks, and inline footnotes. The customization options are unusually serious for a browser reading view. You can change fonts, base font size, line height, line width, light or dark appearance, theme colors, and even apply custom CSS. The settings page in the repo also shows that you can make reader the default open behavior, alongside pop-up and embedded modes. So when Kepano says you can control colors and fonts, that is not marketing fluff. It is documented, implemented, and wired into the actual settings UI. The Markdown part is just as grounded. The README says Web Clipper stores what you save as durable Markdown files you can read offline. The capture pop-up screenshot shows the extension extracting title, source, author, published date, description, tags, and the body preview before sending it to Obsidian. The highlighter docs go deeper. Saved highlights can be revisited when you return to a page, exported to JSON, inserted directly into the note content with Obsidian-style highlight syntax, or inserted through the dedicated highlights variable in a template. And the settings UI exposes save behaviors for add to Obsidian, copy to clipboard, or save file. So the product is not locking you into one path. It is giving you a clean capture layer that still ends in files you control. One more reason this demo works is trust. The whole extension is public under the Obsidian organization, with thousands of stars, hundreds of forks, and frequent releases. The official screenshots also show a full template system, not just a hard-coded article saver. You can create or edit templates, choose note behavior, set destinations, import and export template JSON, and trigger templates from URLs or schema data. That means the polished reading experience and the Markdown output are sitting on top of something flexible, not magical. If you want a better read later flow or a better research to notes pipeline, this is why the clip feels so good. The surface is pleasant, but the underneath is still files, rules, and an auditable codebase. So the honest takeaway is this. Kepano's clip is short, silent, and still enough to prove a lot. Highlights are now manageable. Reader behaves like a real browsing mode. Markdown export stays first class. And the docs, repo, and release notes back it up. If you want to try it yourself, the repo and official help pages are the right next stop.